All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So I'm coming up on 7 days almost with the OnePlus 5, and it's time to give you some thoughts on it. So some official thoughts, I guess I should say. So I've been focusing a lot on the cameras for this phone, and there's a reason why. Because OnePlus said that these were top-notch cameras and they're the best. You get clear photos, and while I somewhat agree with that, I think the OnePlus 5 is a solid device. Now I've done several comparisons with this phone by itself, with the iPhone 7 Plus, the U11. I'm also going to compare it to some other phones coming up shortly, but it's time to tell you how I feel about this for having it for almost 7 days. I think I'm coming up on, this is day 6, I believe, or something like that. I don't know. It's been at least 5 days of continuous use. And it's been pretty easy to use this phone. The operating system on here runs really fast, and that's due in part to the 8 gigs of RAM that they have on board on this model. And the other version has 6 gigs of RAM, which you won't have any problem with that at all. I did have some crashes with this phone where I spoke about in another video where it crashed one time. It hasn't done it since. It just got stuck on the settings menu, and I couldn't do anything for about 30 seconds. After that, I didn't have to reboot or anything. It just eventually came back, and it's been good ever since. Aside from that one little issue there, I haven't had any problems with it. I think the cameras on here are really, really solid. While I don't think they're the best, they're definitely up there amongst the best. And that's saying a lot, because OnePlus said that these were going to be terrific cameras, and they are actually really, really good. One place where this phone actually stands out that I didn't expect, and I don't know if it's just the headphones paired with this phone or not, the OnePlus headphones, but the DAC inside of here, or just plugging the headphones in and tuning it with the equalizer, superior sound. It's really, really good. I mean, I can keep this phone on half or less, and it's just great sound. Also, the speaker quality on here, when using speakerphone or just listening to videos and things like that, this is a very, very loud bottom firing speaker. I'm inclined to compare this to the X8 Ultra speaker, because the X8 Ultra has a very loud bottom firing speaker. So I might put those two against each other for that reason. And also, where this phone shines out, to my surprise, the microphones on here are phenomenal. I mean, recording audio with this phone, I technically probably didn't need to use the Yeti to do the editing for this one. Now, I can edit the audio from this phone on my Mac and just raise it up. But the quality won't be as good as a Yeti. But just for reference, this microphones on here are really loud, and I can only see of two. I see one behind the camera, right by the camera, and another one down here. That's it. So if there are more microphones, you guys let me know in the comments. But I gotta tell you, the quality that comes from these microphones, it's not great quality like above any other phone, but it's very loud. It's clear, because it was clear when I put it against the iPhone 7 and the U Ultra. And what surprised me about that is the U Ultra has really good audio, 3D audio. You have to plug in your headphones in order to experience that 3D audio. And some people were saying, I'm surprised the audio's not as good on the U11. Well, the audio is good, but the microphones on here are just probably tuned really, really good. Sit in the same spot and shoot the video, and this microphones really pick up. So the microphones on here, you get an A+ for that, OnePlus. But the screen on here is actually pretty good. It is a 1080p display, but it's an AMOLED display, and it is beautiful. I don't have any complaints, especially from watching YouTube and Netflix and things like that. You won't have any problems with this device. So aside from looks and how good the cameras are and how good the microphones are, battery life is actually pretty solid. So I'm able to pull down at least 5 hours and 45 minutes probably on every charge, and I'm averaging a full day of a charge. I can go 24 hours with this phone. I do it all the time. I charge it once per day. So it is what it is. The battery life is pretty solid on here, and but the fact is, I can't get more than 5 hours and 45 minutes, maybe 6 hours of screen on time. I'm averaging just at 6, just about, but I for sure can grab 5 hours and 45 minutes. on every charge. And you know, the phone has been good, man. I don't have very many complaints at all. I do have a tempered glass on here, but I also have a Rhino shield for my OnePlus 3T, and it fits this phone. But if you put it on with the tempered glass, it's going to take off the tempered glass. And I actually end up doing that. And I say, oh, I would rather have the tempered glass and put it back into a case than to have a Rhino shield. But nonetheless, overall, this phone's cameras check out, while not number one. You know, they might be tying several phones. See what it is when I say not number one, it does better in some areas and other phones do better in other areas. That's all it is. It doesn't mean that this phone has horrible cameras. The cameras are fantastic on here, but it's not a complete package. That's all. So cameras check out, battery life checks out. You know, the screen, while not 2K, is good. Performance checks out. I mean, there's just no problems with the performance on here so far, except for that one little crash. I don't have a problem with that. And overall build quality, it's very easy in the hand. It's I like a 5.7 inch display, but what I really like is a big display with a small body. So Samsung and LG have already done that, and I'm looking forward to more like that. So I'm hoping that the new iPhone has big screen, small body. I hope it does, because the iPhone 7 Plus is a huge phone, and it's got the same size screen as this, and it just shouldn't be that way. But there are a lot of phones out there like that. I just threw that one out for example. However, this phone is impressive, and if you can get the 8 gig version, get it, just because of the color. The color is beautiful. The matte black is beautiful. The antenna lines are hidden a little better. Again, this is very easy on the hand, and not so much easy on the pocket, which is where this phone, I don't think this phone, I think they should have kept the pricing the same, topping out at about $479. But even at $540, some would argue that you're still getting more than other flagships, and I kind of disagree with that, because there are flagships out there that are better than this phone, and you're getting more. And I was having a conversation with someone online, and they were kind of saying, well, you got to, if you're saying that the U11 is a better, the U11 is a better purchase than this phone, because look at what you're getting. Now, while these things aren't important to me, it does come with booms. Well, boom sound is important, but waterproofing is not something that I have to have, and it comes with that. So you've got pretty much better front camera. Rear camera is questionable when you compare these two, I'll be honest. It's very close, I should say. So the cameras are kind of close on the rear. Front camera is definitely better on the U11. You got better speakers, you got a better screen. The build quality is definitely better on the U11, and battery life is better on the U11, and you get an SD card. So, there's a lot to be desired for me with this phone, but it's still a keeper. It's still a great phone. But when you start comparing it to every other phone, you might miss out on the goodness of this phone, like a lot of people do with phones. So, nonetheless, just a quick update on my OnePlus 5. I like it. But I will say that this, and I think that's what the person was saying about me saying it's a better purchase than the iPhone 7 and the S8. It is a better purchase than the iPhone 7 and the S8. The S8 may offer wireless charging and waterproofing and fast charging and all that kind of stuff, but it costs almost twice what this phone costs. So those little extra features are totally not worth that extra $300, $400. It's just not worth it. So it's your man Jay Will, putting them back in the case, because I rock the red case all the time. Really love this. This case is fantastic. I got videos up on this. If I can remember, I'll put a link in the description. But it's your man Jay Will. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care.